A banker is calling police after this is happening in your bank account. Your bank account is, if you believe in angel type Amen. Angel says, listen. This is not an ordinary message. This is not something you stumbled upon by accident. You were led here. Drawn here. Because something is shifting in the unseen realm, and your spirit is being prepared for it. You have felt it, haven't you? The stirring. The unexplainable moments. The signs that keep appearing, numbers, dreams, whispers in your soul that tell you something is coming. You can no longer ignore them. There is an order in the spiritual realm. A divine alignment. And right now, something in your name is being unlocked. There has been a divine deposit placed over your life, and the time has come for it to be released. But listen carefully, not everyone wants you to receive it. Something unusual is happening in the unseen world. In places you cannot see with human eyes, there are records, scrolls, accounts, and yours is being reviewed. Your name is on something powerful, something that was stored up for you before you were even born. The angels have already seen it. The shift has already begun. And now, in the natural realm, movement is happening. But there are forces that do not want you to touch what belongs to you. There are powers that have kept you blocked, delayed, held back, but they can only hold it for so long. Because the hand of God is moving now. And here's where it gets strange. Someone is watching your account. Not just your bank account, but your spiritual account. Your inheritance. Your portion. What has been stored up, withheld, and kept under lock and key, it is now being examined. And not just by those in the heavenly realm. There is an earthly reaction to the spiritual shift happening over you. Somewhere, a system is being shaken. A protocol is being broken. The natural world is responding to the supernatural decree that has already been spoken over your life. And someone is afraid. Before we move, let's focus this. I also want to pass on a time-sensitive message from the moon to you, and you need to hear it today. A subtle yet powerful energy will push you to make a critical decision by the end of the week. You won't find the answer in your horoscope, so don't bother looking there. Click the link in the description to see your free personalized video moon reading. I was amazed at how accurate my reading was, and I know you will feel the same. Because what is happening to you is not normal. Imagine this: a banker sees an alert. An account that should have been empty is suddenly full. A name that was marked as restricted is now cleared for access. Funds that were mysteriously locked away are now freely moving. They check again. The system is glitching. Something doesn't make sense. They pick up the phone. They hesitate. This should not be happening. And in the spiritual realm, an alarm has already gone off. Because heaven's system is overriding the enemy's blockade. The angels who have been waiting, watching, holding back the forces that tried to keep you small, are now stepping in. The clearance has been given. The gates have opened. The wealth of the kingdom that was meant for you is now being transferred. And here is the mystery: this isn't about money alone. This is about inheritance, access, divine authority. For too long, you have lived under limitation. For too long, you have been told, not yet, not for you, maybe someday. For too long, the doors that should have opened have been shut before you could even knock. But now, something unusual is happening. Something supernatural. The time lock has expired. The chain of restriction has been broken. What was held up is now being released. And the ones who were monitoring, controlling, deciding what you could and couldn't access are panicking. They don't know how, but they see it happening. The transfer. The shift. The divine override. They call for protocols, regulations, explanations. But there are none. Because this was never in their hands to begin with. God was waiting for the appointed time. And now, that time has come. But listen to me, you must be ready. Because when heaven releases something, the enemy always tries to intercept. There will be distractions. Delays disguised as normal life. Strange resistance. People around you may suddenly act differently. Some will rise against you without even understanding why. Systems will try to correct the error. But this is not an error. This is a divine move. And you cannot shrink back. Do you feel this urgency in your spirit? This is your wake-up call. Your divine moment. Your confirmation. Because the bank of heaven does not make mistakes. What is being released to you was already yours. And now, the ones who never wanted you to have it are being forced to watch. Stay awake. Pay attention. You are stepping into something powerful, and there is no turning back. The next few days will reveal things you were not meant to see before. Watch closely. A banker is calling police after this is happening in your bank account. Your bank account is moving in a way that cannot be explained by human hands. Something is shifting. Something is being overturned. What was once stagnant, blocked, or delayed is now being supernaturally activated. You have been feeling it, this strange urgency in your spirit. The sense that something unseen is happening, that things around you are not as they appear. And you are right. Because in the spiritual realm, a transaction has already taken place. Your bank account is not just a physical thing, it is a sign, a symbol, a reflection of a greater spiritual truth. What you see in the natural is only a fraction of what is happening in the unseen world. And right now, there is a movement in your name. There are spiritual records, divine ledgers, that contain everything attached to your destiny. Your blessings, your inheritance, your portion. What was assigned to you before you even entered this world? These things were meant to reach you, but there were forces that blocked, delayed, and intercepted them. But the delay has expired. The restriction has been lifted. And now, systems are reacting. This is why the banker is calling. This is why the system is being triggered. Because what is happening in your account, both spiritual and natural, defies human understanding. Imagine this: someone checks the records. Your name appears where it wasn't before. A balance that should be empty is suddenly overflowing. An account that was locked is miraculously open. Something in the system has shifted, and they can't explain why. The authorities are being alerted. Because this is not normal. But this is what happens when heaven overrides the enemy's plans. This is what happens when divine justice is set in motion. What was stolen must be restored. What was blocked must be released. And no one, no banker, no system, no earthly authority, can stop what God has already authorized. And yet, not everyone will celebrate this shift. Because there were people, forces, and systems that were comfortable keeping you limited. Keeping you small. Keeping you in a place where you always had just enough to survive, but never enough to rise. But now, that is changing. The heavens have spoken. The angels have been sent. The doors that were once shut are now being forcefully opened. And the ones who benefited from your limitation? They are watching in confusion. They are trying to understand how this is happening. They are checking the numbers, running reports, looking for explanations. But there are none. Because this is a supernatural transaction. A divine realignment. A moment where everything shifts in your favor. Your bank account is a sign. Your spiritual inheritance is a sign. You are stepping into divine overflow. And listen, this is not just about money. This is bigger than finances. This is about access, favor, divine restoration. This is about stepping into what was always meant for you. For too long, you have been waiting. For too long, you have been watching others receive while you struggled. But that season is ending. Because when heaven moves, earth must respond. The system is already reacting. That's why you're feeling what you're feeling. That's why things around you seem to be shifting suddenly. You must be ready. Because when heaven releases something, the enemy will always try to interfere. Distractions will come. Doubts will arise. People around you may suddenly change, some will celebrate, others will resist. Systems may try to correct what has happened. But hear me, this is not an error. This is a divine appointment. The question is, will you step into it, or will you hesitate? Because now is not the time to shrink back. Now is not the time to second-guess what you know God is doing. This is your moment. Watch what happens in the coming days. The signs will be undeniable. You will see proof that what was meant for you is now coming to you. Pay attention. Stay ready. And when the door opens, walk through it. Amen.